Now let's talk about the UN watchdog, Western nations, which has now called on Iran to restart the nuclear cooperation with the IAEA chief, now urging Tehran to re-engage. Now, what is being said that the US and E3 have been demanding that the countries there, whereabouts of the enriched uranium, where the head of the United Nations nuclear watchdog has called on Iran to re-engage with inspections of its nuclear sites, while the partners of United States and European countries have been demanding information on the whereabouts of the country's stores of enriched uranium. Now, the International Atomic Energy Agency, the chief has said that it is very important that Tehran re-engages to allow international watchdog to continue the oversight of its nuclear program. So, Purnima, help us understand as far as the objectives here is concerned, because President Trump was clear from the start, enriched uranium that needs to be taken out from the territory of Iran. Iran is not ready to give up, and it has been playing a lot of delaying tactics with fresh demands that has been kept forth every time that President Trump hints that, a closing of a deal, of a peace deal is possible. So what are we looking at really?
I actually have, the way I analyze this particular situation is from a perspective of equality. If there is we already know that Israel actually has 300 plus warheads, nuclear warheads. Question is, if Israel has it, why don't the entire world question that? Why is the question coming on Iran alone, first of all? Second of all, if a nuclear weapon is actually a deterrence, America is the first and only country that actually used and completely wiped out 2 cities of Japan and during World War II. And at that time, the number tallied of killed people were 250,000. And after that, 1 million were exposed to the radiations, cancer radiations. My question is, who is America to decide and define who can or who cannot have nuclear weapon?
Well, this is coming from your own president, Purnima, because he's clearly of the opinion that under no conditions Iran would be allowed to possess a nuclear weapon, because if that happens, then world destruction is imminent. What do you have to say on that? Quick comment.
This is not just President Trump's opinion. This is exactly how white Christian Americans think. They think they are supremacists. They think they are supreme. They have the supreme military power. They have the highest GDP of the entire world. Their defense budget is $1 trillion, which is literally 15 countries, equal to 15 countries' defense budget. Now, if it goes to $1.5 trillion, you can literally add 30 countries also. It's not going to go to $1.5 trillion defense budget.
Right.
They
so from
think
the start,
that
then it was, Tehran was never a direct threat to the United States of America. However, we don't know as far as the influence of Israel on this, because here what is being said that President Trump isn't very happy with the conduct of the Israeli Prime Minister either. But Israel is of the opinion that it has carried out the recent strikes in retaliation to Tehran, keeping as far as the United States in the loop. However, US is not militarily directly involved.